Sohal was full of worries. He had been for as long as he could remember. His parents and teachers often called him a worrier, but he wasn't really sure what that meant. It didn't sound good, though, and this made Sohal worry even more. The worst time for worries was at bedtime, when it felt like the darkness outside Sohal's window was inside his tummy. As soon as Sohal tried to fall asleep, the darkness would grow and grow until it filled every part of his body. It made him toss and turn and wriggle and itch. It made the worries in his head spin faster and grow bigger until he felt like the only thing he could do was cry. "Don't worry, darling," said his mum one night. "Relax. I'll sing you a song. Twinkle, twinkle, little star." "No, I don't want that song," Sohal sulked. "It's babyish. The only music I like is rap."
"Right. Well, why don't we try some calming breathing?" Dad said in his chirpiest voice. "That's what we do in my yoga class. Just breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now spread out like a starfish and imagine you're sinking into the soft, golden sand."
"Sinking?" Sohal yelped, jerking upright. "I don't want to sink." Okay, let's just count some sheep instead," Mum said quickly. 1, 2, 3. Sohal closed his eyes and imagined some nice fluffy sheep jumping over a fence in a sunny green field. However, the nice fluffy sheep quickly turned into mutant alien sheep, and they were running from a giant robot wolf in a storm. Sohal cried out and buried his head in his mum's lap. She sighed, and Dad stroked his hair. The worst thing was that whenever Sohal did finally fall asleep, his worries would appear even more clearly and weirdly in his dreams. And when Sohal woke up from his bad dreams, he felt scared, tired, and a little bit miserable. It felt like there was no one he could talk to about his worries. When people asked if he was okay, he couldn't find the words to explain his feelings. So sometimes he'd panic and say something rude like, "Get lost, you big fat farty pants!" But mostly he said nothing at all. This made Sohal feel very alone. Everyone in the world seemed to have friends except him. At least Sohal had his hamster, Ham Solo. Ham had been Sohal's trusty, smelly, squeaky little friend for the past year and 71 days. But sadly, Sohal couldn't take Ham Solo to school. At break time, Sohal would stand on his own in the playground, feeling like an alien on a foreign planet. Everyone belonged to a group. There were the kids who played football. "Right, pass it here! What? Goal!" The kids who played with insects. "Is that a woodlouse you found? Wow, a ladybird." The kids who stalked the teacher. "Miss, miss, miss." The kids who played with each other's hair. "Wow, so soft. I love your hairband." Even the kids with no friends all sat next to each other. "Hi." Sohal didn't want to tell his mum and dad about how lonely he was, because he was worried they'd be worried, and there was already a lot of worrying going on. Then one day Sohal's teacher, Mrs. Cherry, asked him to draw a picture of something he was worried about. Sohal began to draw a monster, and then another, and then another. And soon he realized that these were the worries that chased him around in his dreams. They looked much less scary on paper than they did in his head. So when he got home, Sohal decided to hang the drawing above his bed to remind him that his worries weren't so scary after all. Then something very, very strange happened.